as per the new GDP series, real GDP growth for last year is estimated at 7.6%. This corroborates the underlying strong momentum in economic activity supported by robust consumption and investment amidst supportive policy measures, ongoing structural reforms, and favorable financial conditions. Going forward, elevated energy and other commodity prices, as also shocks to availability of inputs due to disruptions in the Strait of Hormuz, are likely to impact growth this year. The government has, however, been proactive in ensuring supply of inputs across critical sectors to minimize the impact of supply chain disruptions. On the other hand, sustained momentum in services sector, persisting impact of GST rationalization which was carried out last year, and the healthy balance sheets of financial institutions and corporates should continue to support economic activity. The agricultural sector's prospects are supported by healthy reservoir levels, business expectations remain optimistic, and leading indicators point towards continued resilience in manufacturing and services sectors. Moreover, the government's focus on scaling up domestic manufacturing in several strategic and frontier sectors augurs well for India's ensuing growth trajectory. On the demand side, private consumption this year is expected to be supported by discretionary spending. Rural demand remains robust. It should gain further traction on the back of favorable agricultural conditions and a healthy labor market. Urban consumption is likely to strengthen further, aided by the beneficial impact of GST rationalization and the buoyant services activity. While the government's thrust on infrastructure spending continues, the revival in private sector investment is expected to sustain on the back of high capacity utilization, strong credit growth, and benign financial conditions. On the external front, merchandise exports could be adversely impacted from disruptions to key shipping routes, the concomitant rise in freight and insurance costs, and lower global demand on account of the conflict. However, merchandise exports may benefit from the recent trade agreements, many of which were signed last year, and few of them are now in implementation, and others to become operational hopefully this year, while services exports are expected to remain resilient. Taking all these factors into consideration, real GDP growth for this year is projected at 6.9%, with Q1 at 6.8, Q2 at 6.7, Q3 at 7, and Q4 at 7.2%. Further escalation and wider spread of the conflict, as of now, of course, we have a ceasefire, heightened volatility in global financial markets and weather-related events, however, weigh on the domestic growth outlook. Risks to the baseline projections are tilted to the downside, with uncertainty remaining elevated due to the ongoing West Asia conflict.